The Gaza Peace Plan Summit is expected to first sign that particular agreement, and U.S. President is also expected to join. So, how you see this extraordinary moment? Do you think that things, as far as peace in Gaza is concerned, will finally move into right direction?
It's like 2 years of struggle of those innocent people of Gaza.
Will Israel honor this ceasefire and this peace plan? And who will guarantee that Israel will not resort to any violence in future in Gaza?
The unity or the collective action of the Arab and Islamic world is very crucial in this regard. The presence of Mr. Trump himself and the others, especially from the other brother leaders who come from or will come from the Arab countries as well as from Europe and so on, it will be also a good guarantee for that.
What will be the plan? Economic and reconstruction, economic plan, economic revival plan, and reconstruction of Gaza. Of course, it is going to be a huge task.
According to hostility and aggression, Israel and the West should also bear the greater side. And this is a legally manner, because who destroyed, who's supposed to recompensate?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome to Program Insight in V News English. Dear viewers, as far as Middle East is concerned, as far as peace in Gaza is concerned, there is an important development. Finally, the things are materializing. And on coming Monday, 13th of October, an extraordinary summit is taking place in Egyptian city Sharm el-Sheikh, where US President Donald Trump, along with Egyptian President Mr. Sisi, both are expected to hold meeting with several Arab leaders, and several non-Arab leaders are also expected to be part of that particular summit. Two important developments will be taking place, two important events. One, the Gaza peace deal is expected to be signed over there, number one, and number two, they will be, of course, meeting on the reconstruction of Gaza. So at a moment when ceasefire has already been announced and it has taken into effect, in today's conversation, we will discuss the future of peace in Gaza and all related topics related to this particular peace plan, the governance structure, the reconstruction, and all related issues. We are fortunate to have with us one of the expert on Middle East, on international affairs, Mr. Ahmed Mustafa. Mr. Ahmed Mustafa is based in Cairo, Egypt, and he's a political analyst, international affairs analyst, and keeps a very close eye on entire Middle Eastern peace process and also the Gaza's peace plan. Very warm welcome, Mr. Ahmed Mustafa, in Program Insight in V News English.
Thanks a lot for being a host in your distinguished program.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. So, as you know, that on Monday, Egypt will be hosting this Gaza peace plan. And the Gaza Peace Plan Summit is expected to first sign that particular agreement. And US President is also expected to join. So how you see this extraordinary moment? Do you think that things, as far as peace in Gaza is concerned, will finally move into right direction?
You know, it's like 2 years of struggle of those innocent people of Gaza. And the target of Hamas, it was not like just to extinguish and just to maybe end Israel or things like that, but just to make the world one more time having some issue or some awareness about the importance of the Palestinian cause, because unfortunately before 7th of October 2023, it was a kind of a full forgetting and a full disregard from all the countries worldwide about the Palestinian cause, and we were in the way of the normalization and Abraham Accords and things like that. However, what happened on 7th October 2 years ago, it was like a kind of reminding, or a big reminder of what happens every day to Palestinians, and the whole world should be awake and should have alarm against the Zionist entity, and who are beyond the Zionist entity in this regard, especially the West, I mean the EU and America. And yes, they succeeded. Yeah, I know the victims were a lot. We have around 65,000 of the victims of the killed or the murders, including and not limited to kids, women, elder people, innocent people who are not represent even the resistance which whatsoever, Hamas or Qassam or Jihad. However, that was, the price after more than 40 years of, disregard and so on. Therefore, to reach this, result and the outcome represented in this, plan for the permanent peace here in the Middle East, in Sharm el-Sheikh, I think it's a big achievement in a way, and it should be countable for Egypt in particular, and for the other mediators in general. And here I mean not only Egypt, but I mean even Pakistan, your country, Turkey, Qatar, Iran, Indonesia, and the other Arab countries and Muslim countries who supported such, plan. It's not so easy at all because, as you see, you deal with, some people who distrust anyone, even themselves, because the Israeli relation is based on, the distrust. Therefore, what about if they come to your country, and your country, I have also to highlight that also nowadays we are in the commemoration and the memory of the 6th of October, the great victory of Egypt and the liberation war and liberating Sinai from being under the custody of Israel in this regard. Therefore, it's a good coincidence, frankly speaking. Also, I have to remind the audience, it's the first time for any top-level figures from Hamas just to roam in a place openly, like Sharm el-Sheikh, I mean, like Mr. El Haya and the other top-level figures from Hamas. They are roaming now in Sharm el-Sheikh, and it is unprecedented because it was not like that, whether in Istanbul or in Doha or any other city worldwide. That means that that Egypt is the most peaceful and the most secure, country in the world, and Sharm el-Sheikh as well. And no one can approach or tarnish the security of Egypt. And this is a strong message to the negotiators and the parties who are participating in such marathonic, talks and so on. The significance, because it is the first time just to have a real and the comprehensive deal. I know that some points, because there are 20 points or 22 points or stipulation existed in this, plan or whatsoever. However, don't forget that the Egyptian negotiator, as well as with the other mediators, they have, especially Egypt, they have a long experience in such marathonic talk. And if you remember the matter of how to restore Sinai one more time from Israel, and we are one of the rarest countries worldwide just to restore just occupied land after, the occupation throughout the history. And you know that even Syria, Aleppo, the Golan is still under the custody of Israel. Also, how to restore a place like Taba in Sinai as well. It was the last kilometer in the northeast of China. It was very close to the Zionist entity. It was also after a marathonic and professional lawmakers from Egypt and politicians and the strategists from Egypt. Therefore, we have a previous and a proper previous experience with the intelligence, with the experts, with the lawmakers, and so on, and with the political, base, the regime as well, because without, the trials of Mr. Sisi and also his invitation for top-level leaders and presidents worldwide to Egypt, like the French President Macron by the winter, and recently the King of Spain 1 month ago, this issue would never take place. Also, Egypt, if you remember, was one of the reluctance and resistance countries because we said 3 no's to all the malicious initiatives of Mr. Trump before, and Egypt refused also his invitation to come to Riyadh in May, and by the contrary, he went to Moscow to attend the parade with Mr. Putin and Mr. Xi Jinping and the other, just to send a strong message even to the United States. We are not a submissive country, and we will do it according to our way. This is for the audience to understand and giving, the proper groundings for what's taking place and how was the Egyptian rule and marathonic rule in this, because we, as administration, we don't like to talk a lot because we act a lot. Sometimes, yes, it comes negatively. I know that, of course, Pakistan following the same way, and I have to send my deep regards also to the Prime Minister, Mr. Shahbaz Sharif, and I want one time to meet and have an interview with him, maybe in the future, in this regard, concerning, how we can cooperate, whether in the D8 level or the OIC level or the other levels in this regard, and how to take part also in the next, phase, especially the governance in Gaza and so on. I hope that Pakistan may take a part in this as well. And this is
Dr. Ahmed Mustafa. So the peace plan is expected to be signed, as you said, on Monday, and ceasefire has already taken place. Palestinians are returning to their destroyed homes in Gaza. The question arises that will Israel honor this ceasefire and this peace plan, and who will guarantee that Israel will not resort to any violence in future in Gaza?
This is one of the most important questions, and I was asked this question even via the official TV for the last Sunday. I think the unity or the collective action of the Arab and Islamic world is very crucial in this regard, because any initiative and decision from Egypt should be supported by the whole Arab and the Islamic world in this regard, as well as from the South countries as well. That will give a seriousness and that will give a strong stance to Egypt, as Egypt is representing not just the Palestinian or Hamas, but just represent the whole Arab and Islamic world. And this is a message addressed to all Arab and Islamic world, just to support and be behind Egypt. And Egypt, inshallah, will never fail you. This is number one. Number two, the presence of Mr. Trump himself and the others, especially from the other brother leaders who come from or will come from the Arab countries, as well as from Europe and so on. It will be also a good guarantee for that. And also, we are promulgating the proper deal and agreement in this regard to be undersigned, and with the presence of His Excellency Mr. Trump as well. And that's his first time to come to Egypt. Once Mr. Sisi refused, as I told you, 3 times to go to Washington or to meet him in Riyadh or whatsoever. Therefore, it is a very special. And Trump, he promised the world just and his nominees and electors over there in the United States that he will extinguish the conflicts worldwide. Therefore, he has to keep his promise intact and alive before the people who supported and who voted for him in the United States. Because should you know that the situation, as you follow and as they follow as experts in the United States, is very erupting, especially in the universities, in the NGOs, in the media, and it is out of control, as well as in Europe. And one of or the two things that made the things worse for Israel, the first, the attack against Doha, despite Doha is one of the allies of the United States and having the biggest, military base there, I did. Number two, the attacks that took place against this flotilla campaign that wants to break the blockade of Gaza and making access for the humanitarians and the food aids to the people of Gaza. And I think we witnessed every day the testimonies of the members who were attacked and having a great brutality from the Zionist side in this regard. Therefore, we should find, and the world, especially the West, should prove something tangible in this regard. This will be in these two elements. First, the unity of the Arab and Muslim countries behind, Egypt. Second, the commitment of the West of guaranteeing that Israel will be adhered to what, the people who will meet in Sharm el-Sheikh will agree on. And Egypt is working on that in that respect. Yes, we know that Israel is not 100%, adhered to this, but at least we can witness the joy and the happiness from the people of Palestine today and yesterday once they heard about the ceasefire and how they get back to their homes. Despite we found, the rebels and the destruction over there in places like Khan Yunis and the other places in Gaza. However, it is a kind of joy, and we have to be more realistic in our, proposition and working just to move on, because who will get the benefit of the continuity of the eruption and the instability in the Middle East? The whole world is impacted, and the economic situation is impacted. Therefore, we have to move on in this regard.
Dr. Ahmed, Mustafa, another important thing is that three political parties, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Hamas, and Popular Front for Liberation of Palestine, they have demanded that governance, who will govern, that issue should be left with the Palestinians of Gaza, and it should not be with any foreign power. How you see, do you think in the time to come this will create problem, because Palestinians are demanding, people of Gaza are demanding that the governance should be the right of the Palestinian people. It should not be with any foreign power. So how do you think how the governance issue is going to be resolved?
There are two things will make some irritation and some issues between the two parties. First, the disarmament of Hamas. This is number one. And number two is the governance, as your good selves had said. And for both of them, I think the Egyptian side and the other parties from the Arab and the Islamic side already insisted that no disarmament from Hamas or from the resistance in Palestine will take place without having the full ceasefire and adherence to the agreement. And this is integrating to what we discussed the last question. Number two, for the governance, as I heard from several resources, even from my Palestinian friends, that they prefer just to be Arab efficiencies representing all the factions, including Fatah and Hamas and the other, factions, from the best figures in those factions to be Arab, governance council, and which is the best solution for this, future Palestinian state and things like that. Because don't tell me that war criminals like Tony Blair, who has no job right now and came just to impose his plan or things like that, will be effective, because we know what Tony Blair did before in Iraq, and he has a very bad and tarnished history, especially in Iraq, via killing 1.5 million of innocent Iraqi. And finally, he didn't even give any apology to the Iraqi people. And I think his right place now is the prison, not to be a part of any transitional period or being a part of, the governance of Gaza. This is exactly the way, and this is exactly what Egypt and what the other Arab and Islamic parties working in this regard, just to convince the other parties representing America and the Zionist entity that this is the best for them, and that will stop any kind of, having suspicious or any doubts about the future of the governance and the stability of the future Palestinian state.
Dr. Ahmed Mustafa, of course, Palestinians are returning as ceasefire has already taken place. And on Monday, Hamas is expected to release some of the captives, some of the hostages. So on the same day, please share information with us. How many Palestinians who are in Israeli custody are going to be released by Israeli authorities? What is the number exactly that the Palestinians who are in the custody of Israel in a prisoner swap are exchanged? Of course, Israelis who are in the Hamas custody, they will also be released. How many Palestinians are expected to be released on Monday?
I think the deal, we have these numbers in general. We have around 50 hostages at the side of Hamas, under the custody of Hamas. Around 20 of them, or 22 of them, are alive, and the other, they are not. They are dead. And the dead, they're representing maybe a problem, because some of the bodies had decayed and things like that. And Mr. Trump was discussing such issue yesterday, just to surmount any future problem from the Israeli side, because the Israeli side will be adhered to. We need all the corpses of the dead bodies of our hostages over there. By the contrary, the people under the custody of Israel, it's around 2,000. 250 are from the top level Palestinian who having like lifetime, sentences from the court, including, of course, Mr. Marwan al-Barghouthi and some other top-level figures who represent like a big fear for Israel if they are released, because maybe they are being nominated like the leaders of the next Palestinian, state, and the other around 1,700, hostages who already captured via, or after the 7th of October 2023. These are the exact figures. Of course, as I told you, it will be marathonic, just to convince the two parties, just to deliver and to hand post, captives and things like that, because one of the main problems are the dead bodies of the Israelis under the custody of Hamas in this regard, because some of the bodies are decayed after maybe 1 year or things like that. But they will try just to deliver all of them in this regard, and they will ask maybe just to send some experts just to check, those decayed bodies in this regard, just to recognize them in that respect. Because we don't know exactly, also another problem, they don't know exactly the places, but maybe it is one also of the good cards at the hand of Hamas, just to having negotiations with the Israeli side in this regard, because their families will ask just to restore them back to, the Israeli side and so on.
Dr. Ahmed Mustafa, another important aspect of this peace deal is reconstruction of Gaza Valley. So Gaza, as you also already said, that it is completely destroyed. So what will be the plan, economic and reconstruction, economic plan, economic revival plan, and reconstruction of Gaza? Of course, it is going to be a huge task. What do you think? Who will fund this reconstruction, this Islamic bloc, consisting of all those countries who have been on board on this particular peace plan? And what do you think, how many years it may take in the reconstruction of Gaza, and how much amount is required to rebuild Gaza?
It's a good question, because I'm a political economist, and the economy is a very big part of my, background. The UN itself estimated, the destruction of Gaza, especially the infrastructure and so on, around around 50 billion US dollars or something like this, which is like a huge amount in that respect. For this matter of the construction, I think Egypt in 2014 already adopted the first time just to make a global campaign just to collect the proper amounts just to reconstruct Gaza one more time. And Gaza before 7th of October, it was one of the most developed, spots in the Arab and the Islamic world in this regard. In my view, of course, the Islamic, or especially these Arab and Islamic countries, will take a part of reconstruction of Gaza. But legally, because it was according to hostility and aggression, Israel and the West should also bear the greater side. And this is a legally manner, because who destroyed, who's supposed to recompensate in this regard? Therefore, I think also the West, whether the EU and the United States, and of course, that Trump also is a reconstruction developer and so on, will take place. Also, some of the Egyptian top-level contractors, and who already think differently in ecosystem just to restore and make a reconstruction of Gaza, because we have two of the constructors. They said that we can use the rubbles of the destructive places just to make it one more time blocks to reconstruct Gaza, and this is a very good solution in my view, because any destruction making something against the environment. How to dispose of the rubbles, this is one of the main problems that is faced by the world, especially after any dispute or conflict or things like that. The most important thing, how to use those rubble to reconstruct this place one more time. This is the proper solution in this regard. And some of the Egyptian, as I told you, engineers already submitted solutions in this regard. And I think they will take a part in the matter of reconstruction of Gaza. Therefore, the Arab and Islamic world, as well as, the West, whether the EU and the United States, should, take this initiative and fund pro rata, the shares, because the Arab and the Muslim, they didn't deteriorate Gaza, but it was the West. Most of the money, legally and economically wise, should coming from the West, because they supported Israel and they gave them all the tools and all the equipment. I mean, the military support and the weaponry and so on, to demolish Gaza. United States itself paid about 35 billion US dollars. I'm telling you the right figure, to bombard, in terms of weapons and military support, to bombard Gaza. Therefore, they have to give a share of such amount to reconstruct Gaza.
Mustafa, an important aspect is the security and defense of Gaza. Of course, under this current peace deal, Hamas has agreed to surrender weapons. So who will be, once the Hamas was in charge of Gaza, Hamas used to rule over Gaza. It used to have military wing, it used to have a political wing, and the military wing fought against Israel. So once Hamas will be surrendering weapons, who will ensure the security and defense of Gaza?
Several factors. First, also, we should, as Arabs and Muslims, having the same unity, and we should be behind Gaza. This is number one. And the Palestinians should feel that. And it should be like something to be implemented, not just via wording or things like that. This is an important issue. Number two, we should support the Arab solutions, not the Western solutions, because the Western solutions is, unfortunately, in the future, it doesn't work, evaporating. Therefore, I think at the beginning, there will be some Arab troops who will come to Gaza to participate in regulating such matter of security. And I hear that some Egyptian and Turkish and Jordanian and Qatari troops will come just to train and to, replace Hamas in this regard, just to guarantee the stability of Gaza. But also, as long as Netanyahu saying that I will never stop bombarding or attacking Gaza, as long as also it is like a good card to play from Egypt and from Hamas. Just we will never waive and we will never hand any kind of weapon or any kind of arm to any party without having a full acceptance of the truce and the ceasefire and commitment that it will never be repeated one more time. This is one of the debatable, points in this regard. As long as I will respect, Hamas or the resistance groups, as long as the other parties, especially the West, and here Trump and the EU should push Netanyahu and this fanatic government just to accept it.
What is the future of Abraham Accord now? So do you think after this peace plan, which is expected to be implemented and signed on Monday, so what will be the future of Abraham Accord? So do you think the countries which are left, they are expected to accept this Abraham Accord in the days to come? Because all Arab countries have not accorded approval to Abraham Accord.
No, I don't think that the countries will accept Abraham Accords because we have alarming, two examples. First, attacking Iran, and then attacking Doha, attacking Qatar. Therefore, those two cases blew up, the initiative. Because how can I make, accords or peace accords with you, despite it is a kind of a new religion or something like this? And even Sheikh al-Azhar, Mr. Sayyid Ahmed al-Taib, Dr. Ahmed al-Taib, he refused that even before 7th of October, because he said in one of the international conferences that held by Al-Azhar and before the president of Egypt and the other Arabic and Islamic figures, we have Islam and we have Christianity and we have Judaism. What is Abraham Accords? We will create a humanitarian religion. This is number one. Therefore, the people should think in this regard. If you talk about, peace or a kind of normalization, it's a different issue. And I think it is also difficult after attacking Iran and attacking Qatar, because no one in the world, and now the ethical cover of Israel and America has been dropped. And especially after what happened to the team of the gathering of this flotilla, fleet that was addressing to Gaza. Israel in a very scandalous situation, as well as America and Britain and Germany and Austria and so on, the countries that supported Israel. Therefore, in my view, I think it's difficult. And we have to make a distinction between a new religion, that is Abraham Accords, and the matter of normalization.
Finally, I would like to seek your opinion that two-state solution is still workable. Israel has already rejected that. Israel doesn't believe and doesn't accept two-state solution. We are running out of time, and I expect a very short answer. Do you think this two-state solution is still workable?
I think it's a good question. It is the last one. This one is supposed to be the first one, in my view. The two states, technically, according to the American term, technically, I think, I don't know, but this is the reality. If, the Palestinians already having the tendency and the desire just to have the two-state solution, yes, we are with them. In my view, it's supposed to be one state, and all the religions and all the people should live together. But as you know, the matter of demographic factor is really most of the time, because, the Palestinians, even after the crisis, the Palestinians are fearing a lot of children. This matter, made like a big headache for the Israelis themselves, because the Israelis are not, because they know it is not their own land. It is occupied land. And they are not the indigenous people of this land, like the Arabs or the Palestinians. That will be the permanent headache for them. Therefore, we have to be adhered, unfortunately, with the two states. It is the best, or the better evil for us, or the better offensive for us, just for stability, at least for some time, just to make the world having one more normal situation as before.
Thank you so much indeed.
It's a short.
Thank you so much indeed, Dr. Ahmed Mustafa, a political analyst, analyst on Middle East, particularly with focus on Gaza, Palestine. Thank you so much indeed. You have joined our program from Cairo despite your very busy schedule. Dear viewers, till our next program, goodbye and Khuda Hafiz from Studios.